Thank you for joining us for a message from Vision Church. We hope that you can experience God in a real and powerful way today. Our teaching team has crafted a message that will be able to impact you no matter what stage of life you're in. So grab your Bible and something to write with, and let's dive into God's Word together.
I'm glad you're here with us. I'm glad you're here online. I hope you have a takeaway card because I've got some things to tell you today that can greatly improve your journey. I believe that. But like Elsie, thanks for sharing. I just want to be God's mouthpiece. I want him to speak through me. So I am honored to spend some time with you this morning. We talk about this concept that you were designed for a purpose. Somebody say purpose. Okay, you were designed for a purpose, but we have factors and influences pushing against that, whether they're like internal factors. Does anybody ever like internal in here is pushing back against what God's trying to do, and next thing you know, you're wrestling against yourself to figure out what you're for. You got external factors, people, circumstances, things that have happened in life that are pushing back. But this series we're in called Power Shifts, it tells me that you have a purpose, but it's not about you manufacturing your own power. We look in God's Word for a power shift. That literally, as you pursue more of God's purpose, what He's designed you for, there's power available to you. So somebody say power. Because I don't know about y'all, but I need more power in my life. But this power, it doesn't just come by me manufacturing it. It starts with a hunger. So somebody say hunger. Now look, y'all, it's only 10:42, so you're not really hungry. Don't start thinking about lunch yet and get distracted. The hunger I'm talking about for the next little bit is a spiritual hunger that Jesus wants in you so He can pour His power into you and have it flow through you so that you can live with greater purpose. Now, what I found in 25 years of ministry is many times as we head into summer, we downshift life, which is a good thing, and sometimes we downshift our spiritual life, and that's not a good thing. So our team has been working hard to put together some things today to help you as you head into summer. Not that you got to go deep. I'm not going to say, hey, let's meet up at the church here 3-4 times a week and dig deep. What we want to do is actually we want to give you a splash to where God can splash into your life and you can splash with Him and truly see something happen this summer that maybe you've never had before. Because this concept of hungry, I've got a love-hate relationship with hungry, okay? On the hate side of it, I think back to me and my wife Meg. We got married back in '96, and that summer we're up in Boone, and we go fun yakking. Anybody ever been fun yakking before? Not kayaking, Michael. Okay, it was an inflatable because Meg doesn't like that whole like wrap up in the thing kayak. But we go fun yakking. They said it's gonna be fun. So we get on there, and they drop us off, and so they'll meet us at the back end of the river, and we start paddling for like an hour, 2, 4, and we're like, our back muscles are locking up, our mouths are so dry, and we are ravenously hungry by the time we get to the end of the river. But then they had to pick us up, and then we had to drive back, and we're coming back into Boone hungry. I mean, we go through, I think it was Burger King, the drive-thru, pick up the food, we get back to the apartment, and we like collapse on the couch, not sure whether we're more tired or more hungry, but this ravenous hungry. You've been there. You got that hate relationship with hunger, but we also should have a love relationship with hunger, because when we think about God, we have an accessibility to power when we have a hunger. But if we're being real talk, like they say on SWAT, right? Real talk. That's what Hondo says. Real talk. Real talk is many times we get apathetic. We get sluggish. We get lazy, or sometimes we get hopeless. And hunger is so far from us. And God's like, I have power for you. I want to make a shift of power into you. Like last week, if you missed the message last week when Emmaus talked about sharing the gospel, because we're all evangelists. Literally, we're all called to take this message and share it. In fact, we had somebody in our church this week, they contacted me and said, Pastor Matt, on Thursday I shared it with somebody, and that somebody accepted Christ, and heaven rejoiced on Thursday. So let's thank God that He is working through people in our church so that we can have a shift of power, like sharing our faith. And in the next couple weeks, y'all get ready. We got Pastor X coming back on Father's Day. We got Jason Price, who used to be at Elevation Church. He's coming to speak. We got powerful people coming to share about this power shift. And today I'm talking about hunger. And so with this, I'm calling it 4 steps to refreshment and power, but it's not just like, 4 little steps. No, this is about a journey you can go on with us all summer long so that you can experience power. And certainly we start God's Word with it because the foundation of what we believe here at Vision Church is the truth of God's Word. And if you've been singing the last half an hour, you know that. You know, when we were singing the Egypt song, and I imagine what those Israelites were like. Like if they'd had a band and they were on the other side of the Red Sea walking out singing that song, that's what I was dancing. If you saw me, I was dancing up here. I'm like, God, freedom is available to us. We build our faith on this word right here. There's power in here. So I hope you got your card. I hope you got your Bible. We'll have it on screens. When we talk about refreshment and power, I'm actually going to give you a tool today toward the end of the message you can take with you. And if you're watching online, you can access it online. We'll talk you all through that. But it can change the trajectory of your summer if you truly want refreshment and power, and it comes from hunger. So we think about like being refreshed and powerful. This week I was thinking about in different areas of my life. What about in some of your relationships when things get dry, the hunger goes away? Maybe you see a marriage where there's just not the hunger or desire there used to be. Or maybe with your finances, you say, man, there used to be a time when I was on track and keeping a budget and we were on top of our money and now our money's on top of us. And you can't get that hunger back to fix it. Or maybe your physical health and you think, I used to go to the gym, or I think I'm still paying Planet Fitness once a month, but why am I doing that? I don't even have a hunger to go. And you're like, I don't want to be like that. I want to have a hunger for these important things in my life because there's a goal, there's an end in mind. So when we talk about spiritual hunger, I'm actually going to start with the end in mind. This 4-step process, I'm going to start with step 4 because I want you to know where we're going. We're going toward refreshment. I want to get to a spot where hunger leads me to a place where I'm refreshed in the Lord. And I hope you want that too because I promise you, Jesus wants that for you. And you'll see on the takeaway card, the step 4 of refreshment. We're in Acts chapter 3, and honestly, we're not going to spend a lot of time in it today because I've got other places we're going to go as well, but we're going through the book of Acts, and if you're reading along with us, you see in Acts chapter 3, people that are experiencing God's power. This guy named Peter, in fact, God was shining through him in such a way that he would just get close to people and healing would happen. Life change would happen. Amazing miracles and signs and wonders were happening. And in Acts chapter 3, this guy who had been a cripple since birth was asking for help. And in chapter 3, verse 6, Peter's addressing him and he says, look, I don't have a lot of money. Silver and gold, I can't give you that. But I do have something to give you. Now understand, what he was giving him wasn't anything special about Peter. It was an overflow of the filling of God and God's power in his life. Literally, Peter was like, I'm going to let some of this overflow come out on you, and it matters a whole lot more than silver or gold. He said, what I do have, I give you in the name of Jesus for the first time in decades. How about you walk? And the man gets up and walks. You talk about instant refreshment and power because of the overflow of a Jesus follower that poured into him. And so then all these guys come and crowd around. They're like, what happened to him? How did this happen? What's going on? You jump down to verse 19. Peter speaks into them and says, repent then and turn to God so that your sins may be wiped out, that times of refreshing. Say refreshing. Peter's saying, you have this available to you. You can get here. Times of refreshing may come from the Lord. We look back in the Old Testament and see this hammered down when God said in Jeremiah 31, I will refresh the weary and satisfy the faint. So I don't know if anybody's in person or watching online today and you're like, Pastor, man, honestly, if you know what my year's been like, I'm weary. I feel faint. And God says, I've got something for you. In Proverbs 3, 7, and 8, it says, don't be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. This will bring health to your body. And hey, who wants some nourishment for their bones? Like, who wants some of that? We're like, yes, God. I want to feel in my bones a nourishment, a health in my body, an overflow. I want that. So if step 4 where we land, is refreshment, I'm like, who wants to be refreshed? Is there anybody here who wants to be refreshed today? Like anybody want? Like, okay, I see a hand right there. There's one in the back. See, I can hit the back row without hitting somebody. Oh, look at that shot. Yes. Anybody else want to be refreshed today? Because God has something. Like we go right here, and we'll even talk about, oh, that is, oh, Carrie, I'm sorry. Pam, I hope you were looking. That was it. But we laugh, but we want to get here. We're like, I want to be refreshed. God's word says I can have nourishment in my bones. How do I get there? You don't drift into hunger. You don't just like stumble into hunger. You have to desire a hunger and literally partner with the Lord and say, God, I want to be, like literally, God, I'm hungry to be hungry. Like, would you meet me there and help me to be hungry? Because when I think about what refreshment can look like in your walk, it's like you consistently seeing God work. It's not just like, oh, he worked, and man, it's been such a long time. No, you consistently see God working in your life. It's peace. In fact, it's the whole fruit of the Spirit. You sang about the Holy Spirit today, resting on you. You talk about the fruit of the Spirit of love and joy and peace and patience. That is what refreshment feels like. Is you look in the book and you see signs and wonders and miracles, and you start experiencing those things in your life that's available to you. So for this step, the key word is power. So again, say power. I know we're talking about power a lot between now and the end of summer, but it's because I believe in it. It's because I want it in my life and in your life. So if we're aiming for this end in mind of refreshment and power, well, how do we get there? We go back to step one, which is the hunger and thirst for God. The hunger and thirst for Him. And you know, we see this in Acts 3 when these new believers, because almost all of them are new. I mean, there was like a dozen, then there was 120, then there was over 3,000. So there's so many people, and they're just buzzing. They're like, God's working. He's doing things. How do we get that? How do we have that hunger and that thirst? We're seeing it in the Word, and it makes me think back to Psalm chapter 42. In Psalm 42, takes us to a visual out in creation about deer. It says, as the deer pants for streams of water, so my soul pants for you, my God. And when I talk about my soul, I'm talking about your mind and your will and your emotions, like all those parts of you that you would pant for God, okay? My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. Where can I go and meet with Him? How can I get there if I'm panting for Him like that? Let me help you understand this. With a deer are not like dogs, okay? We got dogs at our house, and especially in the summer, they pant a lot, right? That's how they sweat. They say they're equivalent of us sweating, or they drink a lot of water. That's what they do when they're hot. Deer, though, are different. Deer, it said that they get 90% of their liquids from what they eat. So when they just naturally eat, they're getting liquids. So when we look at a deer panting for water, it's not just because it's an everyday occurrence that they're thirsty. It's because they just got done being chased. Being chased by what I call a predator. And so when I think about a cage that would hold, some type of dangerous creature, I think about a predator. And if you give me some creative liberty in this, I think back to the garden in Genesis 1 when sin occurred, the apple and Adam and Eve, and it's like something got unleashed, like a predator was released from a cage that since that day until now, this predator is coming after you. He's not just coming after pastors or super Christians. Every person, this predator is coming after you, particularly if you know the Lord. He's coming after you to try to keep you from being hungry, to keep you from thirsting for the Lord. This predator is chasing after you, and I don't know if anybody here is middle-aged like me, but remembers Arnold Schwarzenegger and the movie The Predator. Does anybody remember that? In fact, I got an image for you. If you're like, oh, a predator, that wouldn't be that scary. Dang, that's ugly. Scary, especially with the whole mouth that and like parts come out and all that. A predator, Satan, evil, is coming after you. And what's even more humbling for my friends right here, he's coming after your daughter. He's coming after your little daughter back in preschool. You're watching online and you're maybe kind of paying attention. I said, the predator is coming after your kids, your grandkids. The predator is coming after you. So what we try to do here at Vision is at least create a safe place where you can come on here and let's get you help against that predator. Amen. Because we come in here and part of what we're going to talk about even later is some steps you can take to help us prepare this space on Sunday mornings to pray over this altar in this space so that there's no power for the predator in here. This is power for the king in here, the one who has defeated the predator, but he's still coming after you. You have to be aware of him. So the key word right here is predator. Predator. But we move from that to step 2. We said, okay, I'm hungry and thirsting for the Lord. Where do I go from there? Well, to go a little bit deeper in it, you actually hunger for righteousness. Not my word, Jesus' word. Let me tell you about it, and I'll kind of unpack it. In Matthew 5:6, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they'll be filled. What Jesus is not saying here is, I want you to hunger and thirst to be self-righteous. I want you to look down on people because you're here and they're down here. Because many people will see that word and think about self-righteous. That's not what Jesus is saying. Jesus is saying, I want you to hunger to be in right standing with me. I want you to be in a right relationship with me. And if you understand what right standing looks like, I think about my friends Rick and Melanie here. What if during the week, I'm out around town and I see Rick and I was kind of, we're in Lowe's. He's like, hey, Matt. I'm like, whatever. He's like, what? And later on he texts me. He's like, hey, Pastor Matt, how you doing? I'm like, whatever. And I'm driving down the road and Melanie's car broken down. I'm like, well, too bad. And then I come up with something I need some help on. I'm like, hey, Rick, can you help me out? And he's like, Matt, we're not really in right standing right now. We got some things we need to work on and fix before we're in right standing. That's what God says to you. He says, I want you to be in right standing. You're not going to be perfect. But we can have this hunger for right standing with the Lord. And if you were here a couple weeks ago when I interviewed Tommy, our worship team leader, and he talked about being hungry. Remember, he talked about a chef preparing a meal, and somebody comes in who'd been eating junk food all day, and someone comes in who hadn't eaten all day. They both come in front of the chef. Who do you think the chef is more eager to put food in front of? The hungry one. That's how Jesus looks at you and says, I want you hungry. I want you to be in right standing with me, and I want you hungry for what I have to give you. So I think about some visuals on that. In fact, I got one up here because, y'all, we're going to Hillbillies today. I don't know if you're going first Sunday lunch or not, but I'm going, and I've been thinking about ribs. Now, don't get so transfixed on those ribs. You don't hear my words. But when you think about hunger, I mean, I'm not sure like what your thing is. We got any Fruity Pebbles fans in here? I'm not giving them away, but I'm just showing you. I am not a Fruity Pebbles fan. Goldfish. Our kids in the back, they hunger for that? Oh, yeah, we got some classics right here, though. Who gets hungry when you see some moon pies? Okay, this is old school right here, moon pies. I actually tried freezing one this week. Don't recommend that. It was not good. But hunger, this love-hate relationship, where you're like, I don't like being hungry for food, but Jesus wants you hungry for right standing with him. That's what he wants. The key word is hunger. It's hunger. Now, some ways we help you with this. I'm going to unpack this again at the end of the message. Some tools we have for you to use, some way to stimulate this hunger. This summer, our team's putting together a music playlist. You can listen to it at different times during the week. Our team is going to recommend to you some different songs. You can try listening to those. We're going to recommend maybe some books you could try reading, some things you can do, some habits you can try this summer, some different things in your prayer life, some things you can watch, some altar prayer you can come in early for church and do. All these type of habits in your life can stimulate hunger. And if that takes you from here to here and you're heading that direction, that's a good place to be. God wants you there this summer with this hunger. Well, so we go to step 3 then. Step 3 is right standing. And let me tell you, you're not going to get to perfection on this planet. So don't aim so high and don't get disappointed when you can't, but say realistically, God, I want to be in right standing with you, and that willingness then opens you up to refinement, to transformation. You're saying, God, I want that. It's like me saying, Rick, how can I fix that? I'm sorry about the text. I'm so sorry I left Melanie on the side of the road. I'll call AAA. I'll do something. We'll get back in right standing. How do I get there? Well, in Malachi 3, it says, but who can endure the day of his coming? Who can stand when he appears? Because this is speaking of God. He'll be like a refiner's fire or a launderer's soap. Now understand, this is God coming at you with grace and love and truth. He's not coming to pound you. He's coming to love you when he speaks of being a refiner's fire, a launderer's soap. He will sit as a refiner and purifier of silver. He wants to refine you. He wants you in right standing. He wants you to have this hunger for him where you wake up in the morning and you're like, God, how can we walk through today together? What does that look like in my job, in my time, in my money, in my life? What does that look like? Well, part of that process is transformation. Romans 12:2 says, don't conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed in here. Let your mind be renewed. I mean, like right now, you're having an opportunity to be renewed. When I'm communicating to you about God's word and his truth, it's working on your mind. If you let it, it will get into your mind and renew it. You will be transformed. You will be refined. God is working this in you. He wants to work it in you. And so, in fact, how do we get renewed and refined? Some things we're offering you this summer. Of course, we want to help guide you in God's word. And hey, if you all got these action Bibles, kids love them, and honestly, adults love them, particularly men love them too. But we're going to give you some guidance on being in the word this summer. We're going to offer some reading lists of different books you can read to spark prayer in your life or spark a different perspective on life. You'll see these on our website. Or, okay, now we're getting real. We're going to have some fitness meetup days where the guys are going to get together and lift like thousands of pounds at one time. But in all seriousness, the guys are going to meet at Martha Rivers and say, hey, let's try working out together. Let's do something together. The women, they're going to get together and they're going to stretch and walk and do like backflips and stuff like that. Or I'm not sure what all the women will do. But in all seriousness, we're going to offer you opportunities to connect with other people in the body for physical fitness, but also for spiritual fitness. And in fact, some of these things you'll hear about, one of them, no joke, is carry around $10 and ask God to tell you who to give it to that day. You're like, now why would I do that? Here's why you do that. Because if you want to be in right standing with God, you'll be thinking about his kingdom. When you take, like Elsie said, something that is a seed and carry it around all day saying, God, what do you want me to do with this seed? God is looking for people like that. And that's all part of this refining process. So the key word in step 3 simply is refining. Well, back to step 4. Because this is where I want to be. And I want you to go there with me, particularly this summer where there is refreshment. So I'm going to help you with this. And in fact, during this video, check it out, and our guys are going to take all this away. But check this out and start envisioning how you can be refreshed this summer. Take a look.
Want something fun, something fresh, something to do this summer? Don't let your summer come and go without being a part of something enjoyable that can truly improve your quality of life. Let's play bingo. Not just any old bingo, this is Summer Splash Bingo, and it's designed to refresh you physically and spiritually. Here's how it works. Each month this summer, you'll get a bingo card with spaces that are designed to encourage you personally, lift you spiritually, and even connect you socially. Each space has a brief description of something to do, or you can use the QR code at the bottom of the card for more detailed info. Some spaces are straightforward. Read your Bible, listen to a song, or watch a video. Some are more social, checking out the fitness and financial group, or coming to worship on a Sunday. Others get you involved in service at church or an outreach partner, or encouraging someone with a text. Other options can refresh you spiritually, writing down what you're thankful for, reading a book from the splash list, or just taking a nap. Yes, you get points for taking a nap.
My time has come.
It's easy to get started. Just download a card or get a hard copy of Vision this summer. Slim through the options and start trying some things. You will start building momentum and feeling refreshed. God wants to spend time with you this summer, and you don't need to feel pressured to go too deep. Everything Vision is offering is free, and what God is offering you is much better than free. It's fun and refreshing, and we believe your involvement with Summer Splash Bingo can make this summer one of the best summers ever. So let's get splashed together. Visit summersplashbingo.com to learn more today.
Now, next couple minutes, I'm going to give you an opportunity. So first of all, somebody say, it's fun. It's fresh. It's summer. You're like, wait a second. We're having too much fun. Is this church? Is this really church? This is what visionaries do, y'all. We get on this journey together because, hey, Jesus made it fun. He spoke truth. He spoke challenge. But I guarantee you, Jesus made it fun. The host teams are coming around right now, passing out your summer splash bingo cards. Now, y'all, I got to make a confession right here. My wife knows this. Most of my life, I have hated bingo. I hate bingo. You know why? Because I'm a competitor. Bingo normally is completely random. You can't, all you do, they're sitting there turning the crank. What'd I get? B4. Oh, da, da, da. It's completely random. I hate random. I want to compete. This bingo is different. Summer Splash Bingo actually gives you a chance to stimulate hunger, to cause refining to happen, to get to refreshment. And if you're like, what is this about, man? A pastor talking about bingo? We have spent prayer, planning, and there's more to come on this. You're going to see that God is in this. So you get your card. And here's what we're going to do. Each month in summer, you're going to have a new card. We're going to pass them out the last Sunday each month, or, of course, have them available throughout the month. You'll get your card. You can get them online, too, for, if you're not a hard copy person, you get electronic. But honestly, my goal is that in this month, this card and this Bible are going to spend time together. So that when I pull out this card, I'm like, okay, God, how do you want to spark hunger in me this week? This will be like a typical Sunday night conversation I have. I'll say, God, what do you want to do with me this week? That I would look at this card and say, God, do you want me to send an encouraging text to somebody? God, I know you want me to read my Bible some. Hey, God, how about there's a playlist that Vision Church has. Why don't I go listen to some songs on there? There's a financially fit course I can go to try to get my finances in order. God, there's the men's fitness. No, I'm not doing that one. Okay, God, no. Literally, you're sitting down, think about this, saying, God, how can I have fun with you this summer and get more hungry? It almost seems like a paradox, but I promise you, God wants to have fun with you this summer. He wants you to go closer with him. So when you get to Labor Day, you're going to look back on the summer and say, man, I didn't just drift this year. I didn't just kind of get apathetic in my walk with God. I didn't get hopeless. I actually walked with God. So you got your cards. Make sure everybody's got one. Let me do this. I'm going to give you a look at the website we've designed for this. So you'll see on your card there's some QR codes that'll help explain everything on here, and a QR code to go to our website. Let me walk you through some of this. So there's our card. Here's the special website we designed for you. You go into it, you can scroll down, you can see the video we just showed. You can click here to open up a card. If you lost yours, if you want to get another one, if you're watching online, you can print it out, have that card available for yourself to use or to pass on to a friend, pass out multiples at no charge to you. Free cards. Then you scroll down further, want to learn more about the spaces, we create a spreadsheet that'll be updated as we add more things, but it walks you through all the 25 spaces. One of them, yes, is take a nap. So I love that. So you got that. Go down further. Our worship playlist we created for the summer. Here's an example of it on YouTube. You can go on there and see all these different songs that our team has recommended. If you're like, hey, I want something to work out to, something to listen to while I drive, something I just want to be encouraged by, check out those playlists. Or you can go all the way back to the top, click on the event page, and that'll show you what's coming up with groups, with outreach, with special opportunities we have. All that's available for you, and you can hit that by going on the QR code. So we want to make sure that you understand what's going on with this, and it's not complicated. Remember I said it's not about going incredibly deep unless you take it deep. A splash, though, is more like, wow, I want to be refreshed. I want to splash. I want to do something that can help me in my walk, can help somebody else, can build a relationship with somebody. If you come to one of the classes or the groups, if you go to Terrace Ridge to serve, if you come early on a Sunday, look on your card and you'll see the space that says altar prayer. It is third row. It actually would be B, third one down. At 9:45 on Sunday, you'd come in here early and you spend time praying up here by the stage and say, God, prepare this place and prepare this place for your work today. Now, the fun side of this is actually then what you do when you accomplish things. You mark them off on here, or if you're that younger generation, you're going to do it online and then post it and show us where you're doing it. And I love that. I want to see even our older generation post it on this saying, I did this, I read this. This isn't about lifting you up. This is about encouraging other people in their walk as well. And as you're accomplishing things on here, you're going to see some momentum start building. In fact, I already have this momentum in me. I'm like, wow, I'm looking forward to doing some things. Like there's one on here. Do something you've never done before. How about this summer you try that just one time? You do something you've never done before. You're like, wow, God's pushing me out of my comfort zone. Right, Elsie? That's what we were talking about earlier today. God pushes you out of your comfort zone. All these spaces on here have different ways to stimulate that hunger. Now, the way we're going to help you with this, one thing is, hey, y'all that got free water bottles in here, you're special. Not that special because everybody gets free water bottles, okay? So on your way out today, everybody gets a Vision water bottle. So we're right there with you when you're working out, when you're reading, when you got it on your desk at home or in your car. We're with you. As you accomplish things and you mark things off on here, some people I've told about this earlier, they were like, well, what happens when you get bingo? Well, we want to reward you. So what we're going to have is this large board. You'll see it next Sunday when you come in that has all the spaces for June on it. And when you come on in and you have a record of what you accomplished that week, we're going to have a table with 2 color stickers on there. So there's a little bit of competition in it. There'll be blue stickers and pink stickers. So you go up to it and you're like, hey, I read my Bible this week. You're a guy, you take a blue sticker, you stick it on the board on Read Bible. So hopefully as a church, we're seeing pop, 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 pop. Stickers are showing up on this board. And you're like, wow, somebody did something they've never done before. Wow, somebody gave away $10. Whoa, somebody sent an encouraging text. And we're seeing that board populated with what we're accomplishing as a church. Then if you get 5 in a row in any way, we'll have a little card, you fill it out, drop it in the box, and at the end of the month we'll have a drawing, some Amazon gift cards, some Vision gear. So you can win some stuff, but honestly, don't do it for the prizes. You do it for the walk. You do it so you're spending time with the Lord and you're like, wow, I'm experiencing God in a kind of a new way, a creative way, a different way. And you'll get to the end of the summer and you'll say, wow, it was fun and it was fresh. And this summer was like one maybe I've never had before because I walked through this process and I'm in a place of refreshment and power. So if you guys would stand with me, because we're going to sing in a minute about thanking God. And our band is leading us in this upbeat song to finish because, y'all, I want us to be excited that God wants you hungry. He has this overflow of refreshment and power He wants to pour into you, and then you pour it into others. This is your calling. This is part of your purpose. God wanted you here today. He wanted you watching online today. He wants you taking this and running with it with Him. So close your eyes a minute. The prerequisite, though, to really have a hunger for God is having a relationship with God. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead you in a prayer where you can enter into a relationship with God right now. And in fact, to make it easy for anybody who's in the room who might pray it for the first time, I'm inviting everybody to pray this with me. It's a prayer that basically says, God, I need you. Please save me. I want to live for you. So if you would, if everybody would, eyes closed, repeat this after me. And if you're repeating it for the first time, the sincerity of your heart, you're getting saved right now. So repeat after me. Jesus, I admit that I'm a sinner. I believe that you're the Son of God and the only way to heaven. I choose to follow you the rest of my life. In Jesus' name, amen. It's as simple as that. You give your life to Jesus. He walks with you. We have a hunger we stimulate for Him. Refreshment and power is available to you. I thank God for that. Let's sing about it.
We hope that you enjoyed this week's message. If you just made a decision to accept Jesus, then congratulations! We would love to celebrate with you. Visit viz.church/salvation, and we look forward to meeting you along with mailing you a free gift. We would love to have you join us for church in person or on the Vision Network this Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Head on over to viz.church/RSVP to let us know you're coming. As always, we are here for you, and please contact our team if we can pray for you in any way. Thanks again for joining us, and God bless.